Hey, it's Frank Zaylor again. You feel that? It's race weather. Why aren't you guys out racing? Orlando is excellent right now. We were out last week. And for you guys that don't know, Gainesville completely repaved the track. It looks absolutely gorgeous from the pictures. The 50th anniversary of the Gator Nationals is this year. I do plan on going. It's a major. There'll be a lot of people there. You should go. And I know the three reasons why people don't go out and race. When their car's done. Work. There's nothing we can do about work. So you got to wait till your day off. And I know you don't work every Saturday or every Sunday. And there's a race. There's a race you can go to. Money. Don't double enter. Go, run your class, go have fun. You don't have to stop for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Just go race your car. Go have fun. And the third thing is a little more difficult. It's the wife. I can't tell you how to run your wife. I'll tell you something that works for me. I used to tell my wife on Monday, I'd say, hey, I'm going racing Saturday. So I would have to listen to her from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then when I went Saturday. So I fixed it to where I told her Friday. I said, hey, I'm going racing tomorrow. And then I just had to hear it Friday. So it got to the point where Saturday I'd get up and go around and she'd go, where are you going? I'm going racing. So I'd only have to listen to it for about a half an hour. It works for me. Give it a try. That way you only have to hear it for about a half an hour. I want to talk to you about when you build a motor and you're going to take it to the machine shop, shit happens. Your block could be cracked. Your crank can be welded up. Crank looks good. You look at it, you say, yeah, it was fine. But when a professional looks at it, he can tell if there's damage or not. And then you go, okay, I came in here and I said, okay, I want to do this with the motor. Okay? And then your block's cracked. Okay? That's why I insist on everybody, unless you just pulled it out of a running car that you know is a known good thing, you need to have it magnafluxed. And if it's a 50-year-old motor, you still need to have it magnafluxed. Okay, I have a rule. Don't try to race or fix broke parts. Why? It's broke. Don't use it. Throw it away. Believe me, it'll save you in the long run. And I speak from experience. So now he goes, now you got to get a crankshaft. And you go, okay, I'll find a crank. And whenever you're looking for a crank, you can't find one. And you go, fuck it, I'm going to buy a new one. You buy a new one. And it's expensive. And then he calls you back and he goes, oh, yeah, we were balancing it and we had to add Maloroid to it. And it's $50 a slug, plus it's an extra $150 to put in. And you go, oh my God. And what happens is all this stuff, it's like an ashtray. You keep throwing cigarette butts in it, but they're not cigarette butts, they're $20 bills. And you keep going bloomp, 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 bloomp. And the next thing you know, you're way over budget on what you thought your block was going to be. My point being is, expect the unexpected when you bring stuff to a machine shop that's 50 years old. Now, if you brought him a brand new set of pistons that you just bought, and he goes, hey, this piston pin it's fucked. You can't use it. No problem. You just box it back up and ship it back, and you got no problem. I once was at a builder's, and we had a crank laying there that we were using in a 440, and I don't remember if I did it. I think I'm going to go ahead and take the blame on it. I bumped the crank, it fell over and broke in half, and that came out of a race motor. What the hell? Now this one I did do. We had a Dakota running a 440 in it. We pulled the valves out of it at our headquarters. He had the valves lined up, and me being a klutz, I hit a valve, an exhaust valve, and rolled off the table, hit the floor, and the head went boop. The head popped off. How does that happen? How does it happen? Is because it's a 50-year-old valve. It should have had new valves in it to begin with. Thank God it did it when we took it apart and not when he was doing 6,500 RPMs down the track. You got to look at it in some ways going, well, I'm spending too much money on this. I'm in too deep on it, or so on and so forth. If you can afford it, okay, get it done. If you can't afford it right now, most machine shops will go, okay, we'll stop here, and you have the option of saying, okay, I'll pay you what you got, take it home, set it aside, but the point is to get it finished. Get it back there, get it done, or find another way to do it. Okay, I can't do this way, I can't do this way, I'm gonna put it together this way. This whole conversation is basically about expect the unexpected. We've seen transmissions that were just supposedly rebuilt, pulled them apart, smoked clutches. We had one transmission that the clutches were completely gone. I put a transmission together. My driver took it home, backed it out of the driveway, and the accumulator blew out in his driveway and blew fluid all over the place. And you look at it and you go, man, and you get so pissed. Okay, I look at it as, I am so glad it happened here. Not at the track, not at 110 miles an hour. You know what happens when oil and coolant, you're not supposed to run coolant, and trans fluid gets underneath slicks at 100, 110, 120, 130 miles an hour. Okay? You get on the roof, you get in a guardrail, who knows what can happen. We get really lucky that way sometimes. Basically, this is going to be kind of short, and I'm kind of all over the place. Is number one, the weather's fantastic. There's no reason to get it out. I talked to a guy last week, and I said, "Hey, how come you're not racing?" And he says, "Yeah, we're gonna take it out," and that's good. He needs to take it out because before we know it, this good weather, this when it's fun to go out, turns to it's disgustingly hot. The track's greasy, and it's horrible. Everybody's got stuff to do, okay? But you can always make a few hours, maybe a little bit more than a few hours, once a month, or especially in January, February, March, twice a month. Go out and have some fun and take the car out, okay? That's pretty much all I got for this time. I'll see you next time.